So let's tell you who is to blame as per the government status report that was filed today in the Karnataka High Court. The scapegoats that have been identified and lined up essentially in this particular case. First, Virat Kohli himself, he's been named in this report, and you'll tend to wonder why is he being named? Because he had shared a video, encouraged fans to be a part of the celebration. So those who put up social media posts are to blame, no one else. Royal Challengers Bangalore, the management, we're not giving them a clean sheet, but they have been pulled up. And in this report, they've been said, proceeded to promote parade despite government denial, ignored standard procedures and safety measures. So the Royal Challengers Bangalore has rightfully been pulled up. Number 3, DNA Networks, RCB's event management partner, and they had organized this massive victory parade, according to the status report, without getting any prior permission. There was a lot of back and forth over whether there's a parade or not. Then the Karnataka State Cricket Association has been named. The KSCA has been named because, according to the government status report, the KSCA failed to coordinate. They did not furnish mandatory details to city authorities. Number 5 on that list is the Bengaluru Police themselves. Because according to the status report, they say that the cops acted as RCB servants. So the government status report has thrown the cops under the bus, saying they acted as RCB servants. These are the exact words that are used. Now, we're not saying that none of these groups like RCB or DNA Networks is not to blame. But there will be questions about whether they've been blamed to ensure that the government gets away, which is why we're saying that they are being scapegoated for a reason. There are 2 reports that have emerged on the stampede that broke out on June 4th. Over a month on, 2 reports that have come out, both in a span of 24 hours. First, you had that status report from the government, and then you had the Justice Kona report, the one-man judicial commission that was set up to look into this. Both, interestingly, give a clean sheet to the government. Not surprising, though. First, as far as the government report goes, it says RCB promoted parade despite government denial. The Justice Kona report says RCB's social media posts led to a huge surge in crowds. And then after that, DNA, the organizers of the event management company, they've been blamed. In the government status report, it says DNA organized parade without prior permission from authorities. This is what the status report says. The Justice Kona report says pretty much the same thing, that the event was held without prior permission. You see how similar they are essentially in the messaging that's sent across on who is responsible. The government status report says RCB, DNA, the KSCA, which is the Karnataka State Cricket Association, failed to coordinate. The judicial report says organizers meaning the people I've named here in the status report, they've made reckless announcements referring to the victory parade and the confusion over all of that. Now, besides that, you've got the status report also referring to, in fact, the Karnataka police, saying police officers acted as RCB servants. This is the wording that's been used to the government report. As far as the judicial report goes on the police, they too have held, of course, the police responsible. In Justice Kona's report, they've said the police colluded with organizers. Let's get you all the political reactions that have come in on the Justice Kona report, which we've accessed here on India Today.
The report is submitted to Cabinet, and Cabinet will study that. Members of the Cabinet will study that, and we will discuss the same in the next Cabinet meeting. Right now, it is only at the hands of a report being received.
Michael Kona report has been submitted. So in the sealed cover, whatever the report has given, court has observed that why it has to be kept confidential. It's supposed to be open for the people. People supposed to know what happened, what the negligence occurred by the government. This observation made by Honorable High Court. So I urge the Karnataka government has to take the cognizance, and Karnataka government has to take the responsibility of the whole thing, whatever happened in the stampede.
It is the responsibility of the state government to ensure the law and order and control the crowd. They failed miserably. Now, to absolve themselves from the guilt of killing 11 spectators, they are trying to shift the blame on the RCB, DNA and KSCA. It is very unfortunate. I am sure the High Court will take note of the serious lapses in the report and provide justice to all the deceased departed souls.
Let me bring in Sagai Raj, who's joining us live from Bengaluru with more details on this. Sagai, the two reports that we have here in India today, you've seen the government status report. You've also seen the Justice Kona report. In any of these reports, is there any mention of accountability on the part of the government?
The accountability mentioned in this particular report, which has been submitted both by Michael D. Kona as well as the status report, which was earlier investigated by the agency, clearly says that there is lapses on police. Lapses on police in terms, it's government. Government manages police and it is the lapses on police. And if you notice, that report clearly shows that only 79 out of 550 police personnel were posted at the gates, and out of that 79, the majority of them were at the VIP entry, where you have your players entering, politicians entering, celebrities entering, and children of all your IPS officer, IAS officers enter there because they get VIP access. So that's where out of 79 police personnel, say around 40 to 45 police personnel were deployed. And imagine remaining 30 to 35 police personnel handling 3.5 lakh crowd, which was gathered outside Chinnaswamy Stadium. And the gathering started around 7 a.m. because of one particular post of RCB, where Virat Kohli has requested people was excited to meet the people in Bengaluru on the victory celebration. And the report, Michael D. Kona report, clearly says that the police were working on behest of organizers. Who are the organizers? RCB. RCB has had an event management company tie-up, that is DNA Networks. And KSCA, which is supposed to manage all the gates, they are the people who provide the facility. Facility inside Chinnaswamy Stadium is hired by RCB, and event organized by DNA. So
let's be clear. RCB, DNA, questions of the Karnataka Police, all fair, very much fair. But is it fair to give a complete clean sheet to the government is really the question here. Thanks very much, Sagai, for joining us with those details. We open this up here on Super 6. Joining us is Lavanya Balal, spokesperson of the Congress. We also have Surabhi Hodigere, spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP. We'll have Mr. Shankar Bidri with us in just a bit. But I'd like to begin with Lavanya Balal. Lavanya, the messaging that comes across from both the reports is everyone but the government is to blame for the stampede that broke out on June 4th.
Good evening. Before we proceed further, I would like to ask something because I've been listening to you from the past few minutes. You kept mentioning Michael D. Kona's report and you said it is not surprising that, according to your words, that it has absolved the government. Are you saying that the eminent retired judge Michael D. Kona is compromised? I would like to know if this is the point of view of India today.
No, of course not. But let me also ask you the same question then, Lavanya Balal, about whether the government, one second, you asked me a question. Let me answer that, please. As far as Michael D. Kona's report is concerned, what I find very surprising, and I will say that, what I find very surprising is the government getting a clean sheet. And I have put out both versions. Have we not? You've seen the broadcast. You've seen that we put out the status report, put the D. Kona report as well. The same people are blamed in both, which to me is surprising.
Essentially, you are saying retired judge Mr. Michael D. Kona is compromised?
Are you telling me I have no right to question a report?
That he's not fair. That he's not
fair. Are you telling me, did I use the word? No, Lavanya Balal, please don't, go ahead and assert some sort of motive here. No, I did not use those words. All I'm saying is I have very much the right. I have very much the right to question a report. Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's all there is to this. So then I would like you, Lavanya Balal, to move on and please answer my question.
I would like to answer your question.
Please.
I wanted to be clear that this is what India today thinks, that Michael D. Kona's report is also questionable. Thank you so much for that. Now, when you're saying the government has absolved itself, this is not the final statement by the government. There is a report which has been submitted to the government. The cabinet will study the report and further action will be thought. It is not like, oh, this is the final report and the government has absolved itself. Now, there has been a post by RCB, couple of posts by RCB, which is mentioned in all the reports. There have been posts, there have been lapses by the police. There have been lapses by the Karnataka State Cricket Association. Now, when we are talking about the police is an integral part of the government's, government. When people say, oh, government is absolving itself, absolutely not. When government finds there is a dereliction of duty on one of its wings, then government is holding itself accountable. Where is this question of coming up saying, oh, government is absolving itself? Doesn't the Karnataka police belong to Karnataka government? Does it belong to Timbuktu? What kind of statement is that to say, they are absolving themselves?
Okay, so then you also know that in the Karnataka High Court today, the Karnataka police was referred to as RCB servants.
That is the person who submitted the report, who has returned that. I would like to see that statement in Kannada before we proceed.
I have told you, it was mentioned in the Karnataka High Court.
I would like to see the report exact paragraph where
Not
it says
in the
that
report, mentioned in the Karnataka High Court. Lavanya Balal, come on. I'm saying clearly
without seeing it. You understand that, right? I'm saying I will not comment on it without seeing that statement.
Okay, post the show then. I will send it to you, and then hopefully 24 hours later when we have a discussion, at that point we can discuss it. Surabhi Hodikere, your comments.
I understand that Lavanya Balal represents a party that has long threatened the media for asking questions, and that is what she chose to begin with today. The question being asked here, ma'am, is why was the DCM present at an illegal venue, an illegal event? You say that the government report states that, the government appointed report states that this was not an event that had given the right permissions. Why was the DCM present at this event? Or we're all aware of the situation here in Karnataka. There has been some rift between the DCM and CM. Are you blaming the DCM for making this decision to go pick up the players, to organize something like this? Accept it, fine, if that's what you're trying to signal. The second question I want to ask is, how long is, this entire situation of the unfortunate death of 11 people? Let me remind you, what has happened finally is that we've lost 11 lives. This entire situation has been a masterclass in evading responsibility by your government, because the Vidhan Soudha event had all the members of the Congress party, ministers, their families, their daughters, their grandchildren present there, which meant that police personnel were guarding VVIPs and VIPs while people were bundled together like a herd in right in front of Vidhan Soudha as well as in front of Chinnaswamy Stadium. If truly it had no responsibility of yours, answer this question. Why organize an event for VVIPs on the steps of the Vidhan Soudha when there was also a letter saying that we are not ready from the police? We do not want to do this event, when it was clearly stated we do not have the personnel, the capability to do it in a short term, while for the public that really wanted to celebrate, the option was no. We need to protect our VIPs and make sure that the grandchildren and children get photographs. You do not get the opportunity to celebrate. Is this what your government believes in? Your actions, as well as the further steps after the event, all of this scream to one fact, that you were miserably unprepared. You did not have any understanding of what needed to be done, and now you are evading responsibility.
Lavanya Balal, your response, particularly to what Surabhi mentions about why the Deputy Chief Minister was at the Chinnaswamy Stadium at an illegal event that didn't have prior permission then.
While the BJP needs to get off its high horse, I would like to remind the BJP that they are the people who have no answers for multiple stampedes that happened in multiple BJP ruled states. We agree this is a tragedy. We are heartbroken that this tragedy happened. We wanted to celebrate this momentous, celebration for the RCB with everyone. Having said that, the Deputy CM welcomed the players from the airport to the stadium. And the stampede happened after that at the state, not at the Vidhan Soudha. He accompanied them to Vidhan Soudha, and then towards the stadium is what happened. Well, while Surabhi talks about a letter, the letter never reached the CM's office. The letter that was written by the DCP or the SP of Bengaluru Central never reached the CM's office. If the police commissioner had to say that we are not going to police this event? Where is the letter by Mr. Dayanand? That has been a question from day one. We are not evading from our responsibility. We are not playing the blame game. We are taking responsibility. We are taking accountability. We immediately started the investigation and we have suspended people who are responsible for it, even from the government, not just the police department. I think the world seems to forget or not do its research while it talks.
Lavanya, two questions to you. First, again, why was the Deputy Chief Minister at an event that wasn't given prior permission? Secondly, also, there have been questions raised about why the government allowed such an event when the Karnataka Police had advised against it, saying we need more time.
I would like to ask you, when did the police department say that we will not be hosting this event in writing?
There was a letter, Lavanya Balal, there was a letter that had emerged right after the stampede that said very clearly, push it to a weekend. Right? Push it to a weekend. Don't do it the very next day.
I don't think. Let me respond to the anchor, please. I don't think you heard me. The letter was with the DIPR. It never reached the CM's office. There was no written communication to the CM's office that this event cannot be held and it has to be postponed. I hope that answers your question.
Sure. But also, why was the Deputy Chief Minister there?
Deputy Chief Minister welcomed the cricket players and he accompanied them to Vidhan.
What about the Chinnaswamy Stadium?
And later on, he was accompanied to the stadium. You have seen on your own channel, I've attended that debate where the Deputy Chief Minister was asked what was he doing in the stadium. He clearly said when he questioned the police officers, what is going on? Why is there a ruckus? He was not told the real situation outside the stadium.
You are saying that this event happened without prior permission. That's what's mentioned in the report. Whether he knew of the stampede or not, that's not something we can ascertain. I agree with you. Maybe he didn't know, that's why he was there. But if this was an event that was held without prior permission being given, it's essentially an illegal event that happened. The Deputy Chief Minister was there.
The permission part of the letters was something it was understood that the RCB going ahead and inviting so many people to be there. It is understood that, hey, they must have gotten their permissions in place. It is only once this huge amount of people started gathering, the probe started happening as to what is going on. Why is there a breakdown of policing in the Bangalore city?
So in the aftermath of the event is when they realized, oh, look, there's no permission for this.
Everybody goes into an event assuming people who are supposed to do their duty have been doing their duty and there is no dereliction of duty.
Well, the tragedy is that those who are supposed to do their duty also assume that someone else is doing their duty for them. Surbi Edikeri, you have a point.
Let me correct the Congress spokesperson's very confident speaking of misinformation. The DCP letter is not the one we're not speaking about anywhere else, but DCP of Vidhan Soudha Security. So you're telling me that a letter that was given out by the Vidhan Soudha Security did not reach the CM's office. What kind of government are you running that the same structure which houses the Chief Minister's office and this the Vidhan Soudha Security Office, DCP, could not communicate with each other about an incredibly important event happening on the footsteps?
Please. Absolutely. You may act surprised, but that is what has happened.
Please let me speak.
The letter never reached the CM.
Let Surbi finish. Lavanya Balal, I'll give you a chance to respond. Let Surbi finish.
You are trying to, give a pass to something that is criminal negligence. And the fact of the matter that you are able to sit here confidently say that we are holding accountability. Please tell me, you have suspended police officers without any investigation. Have your ministers resigned? Has the DCM taken responsibility? Has the Home Minister taken responsibility? All nice to smile on national television when young children have died. You saw the man who from nearby Bengaluru who had to bury his son. 11 people have died and you didn't have the decency to take accountability and say we will resign. Instead, you suspended honest police officers. You put the blame squarely on other players. There was the letter clearly mentioned that the police does not have capacity to do a dual event. We could not do a dual venue event, and that was very clearly seen with the lack of preparation in the Chinnaswamy Stadium. And what is this answer that the DCM went and escorted them until the stadium and maybe he went and didn't go? Are you not in control of your government? Are you not in control? And this argument about Chinnaswamy Stadium, you say something about Timbuktu. Where is Chinnaswamy Stadium? Not in Karnataka, not in Bengaluru. You don't have control of what happens in the state or the city. Why are you in government?
Okay, let me bring in, before I give Lavanya a chance to
Oh,
respond.
please, I need to respond to that rant.
I will give you a chance, Lavanya, because I have a feeling Mr. Shankar Bidri also will have questions.
11 people have died.
Okay,
Not a
just
rant.
hold on. Mr. Shankar
Stop
Bidri, you've been
wasting
waiting rather
power.
patiently. What do you make, sir, of these reports? So the fact that, you've got a large amount of the blame being put on the Bengaluru Police, besides the RCB, besides DNA network?
First of all, we should realize the sequence of events. Match was over at 12 midnight. Up to 4 a.m., celebration was there all over the Bangalore city. So, police were busy controlling the enthusiasts or fans of the RCB right until the next day morning. And the function start again in the afternoon. And another thing, in this kind of situation, primary responsibility is or guilt is of those people who announced that there would be celebration at Bangalore during midnight at Ahmedabad only. Number two, without authorization, without prior permission, they publicized and invited people to come to the stadium. That is number two. Number three, you cannot expect in such a hurry any government office anywhere in the world to function, because to grant permission also there is a procedure. To get permission also there is a procedure. It has to be followed. It is just not possible within a short period of 3 or 4 hours of working time. And another thing is that people are operating from different places. The team is in Ahmedabad. Perhaps the manager also in the Ahmedabad. Early morning at 6 o'clock, they publicize and invite people to come and attend the celebration. And in this kind of situation, police had no alternative because things overtook everybody. Police could not resist directly. If they had tried to disperse the people that had gathered to observe a function which was without permission, which was in theory illegal, serious situation would have developed. And that would have become worse. They had to use force to disperse them, and instead of 11, much more people, many more people would have died also. So we must take the situation in its totality. One thing we should accept, the entire guilt, entire blame, yes, entire mistake is that of the RCB. I also came to know from a quarters that an important player was to go to England next day. So to facilitate presence, they have organized in such a hurry.
They rushed into it, yes. That's also
No
another
point in
question
blaming
that's been
police.
raised up. Lavanya, go ahead. You had a point to make. Go ahead.
While we are talking about accountability, I would like to say we are taking accountability. We are holding everybody responsible, including the government. The police wing is part of the government. I would like to remind everybody again. We are not doing the blame game. We have immediately started taking action. People have been suspended, including politicians who were in places of power, who were supposed to be taking the right decisions, have also been suspended from their posts. Having said that, I would like to remind the BJP, 125 people died in Uttar Pradesh's Hathras last year, and nothing has happened till date. Kumbh Mela, which the UP government had 12 years to prepare, there were so many people who died. They took more than 25 hours
please,
to
let's
announce
focus on
the
this.
people
Let's
who
focus
died.
on
There
this
is
particular issue,
no
please.
accountability.
We have had
While the
countless
BJP
debates
says,
of those
"Oh, we are
issues.
taking
We've had countless
accountability,"
debates on
there's
that.
zero
Let's focus on this,
accountability.
please.
I'm not talking about the debates. I'm talking about how the BJP, when its own government fails to hold itself accountable, thinks it is perfectly fine to do the blame game and say, oh, Congress is not holding itself accountable. Please let us know, please educate us. When the Gujarat bridge collapsed, who is being held responsible? Who has resigned? How many people resigned in UP?
I have
How many
run out
people
of
resigned
time.
in
I have run out of time.
Maharashtra?
But since
How
you
many
raised
people
that
resigned
particular
in Bihar?
question, I'll give
Zero.
Surabhi a chance to respond, and then I'll wrap this up. Surabhi.
I understand the compulsions of a national spokesperson to go all over the country,
you
but I'm here in Karnataka and want to ask you questions about Karnataka that I am responsible, to ask, which is why was the DCM present at this venue? Why is it that everybody has been suspended? And you said accountability, political people have been suspended. Has the DCM resigned? Has the CM resigned? The honorable retired police officer said that he said that this should not have happened at all. Does that mean that the Vidhan Soudha event should not have happened at all either? What police bandobast was, is doable within 3 hours for the Vidhan Soudha event for VVIPs and their families, but not doable for the common people of Karnataka? This is the government that is being run. It is such a shame. You have to accept and concede that what happened was that VIPs were prioritized. The Karnataka Congress family members were prioritized over fans in Karnataka through this.
Lavanya,
incident.
quick 10 seconds, because I have to wrap this up now.
I would have to say the BJP spokesperson is ill-informed about the politicians who have been suspended. Thank you.
Who are the politicians
Tell me
who are
who then?
suspended? Ma'am, Govind Raju, tell me.
No,
the
1
name.
second. Just hold on, Surabhi. Lavanya, quickly. Who has been? What is the action against the politicians that you're referring to?
Please tell me, who is the
Govind
politician?
Raju, Mr. Govind Raju was suspended from his post as a political advisor who was coordinating the actions between the Karnataka State Cricket Academy and the Chief Minister's office.
Politician.
Now, if you're saying nobody has been suspended, I'm sorry. The heads will roll. When the report comes out, the heads will roll. Whoever is held accountable, the heads will roll. All I'm
So you're saying
is
heads will roll once the final report is in. I'm wrapping this up. Lavanya Balal, Surabhi Hodigere and Mr. Shankar Bidri, thank you very much for your time. 11 lives were lost on June 4th. What we seek here is answers. What we seek here is accountability on India Today. Let's get you news now from Tamil Nadu, where there's a coalition clash that's playing out, with the AIADMK and the BJP having contradictory positions regarding power sharing if NDA wins in the upcoming elections. The AIADMK says we will form the government alone. The BJP and Home Minister Amit Shah said it will be a coalition government. And so there are questions about whether there's a crack in the AIADMK-BJP alliance. That and a lot more on the alliance churn that we're witnessing in Tamil Nadu in our next report.
Tamil Nadu Assembly election will be held in the first half of 2026, but the power struggle within the alliance partners is heating up. AIADMK and BJP alliance is strained, especially with the unique characteristics of Tamil Nadu, which rarely reposes faith in coalition. Palaniswamy has put himself squarely as the chief ministerial candidate, ruling out any power share formula within NDA.
கூட்டணி ஆட்சி இல்ல எங்களுடைய கூட்டணி ஆட்சி அமைக்கணும் சொல்றாங்க. இந்த கட்சிக்கு யார் கூட்டணி தலைமை தாங்குது சொல்லுங்க, நீங்களே சொல்லுங்க. அப்புறம் நான் எடுக்கிற முடிவு தானே. அப்புறம் யார் முதலமைச்சர் ஆகுறாங்க? இந்த கூட்டணிக்கு அதிமுக தலைமை தாங்கும். அதிமுக ஆட்சி அமைக்கும். அதுல EPS முதலமைச்சர். இன்னும் உங்களுக்கு தெளிவுபடுத்தணும்.
Earlier in April, Union Home Minister Amit Shah had indicated a possibility of power sharing if the NDA wins the assembly election in 2026.
AIADMK का NDA में आना NDA के लिए बहुत उपयोगी है और AIADMK का NDA में आना AIADMK के लिए भी बहुत उपयोगी है.
Tamil Nadu BJP counters EPS's claim to reiterate the central party leadership's line.
The Honorable Home Minister, in multiple interviews, be it Dinamalar, be it Dinatandi and Indian Express, he has made a stand very clear. I am a party karyakarta. If I am not standing with my Home Minister, then I don't have any right to exist in the party as a karyakarta. I am very clear about it. Now, I am not blaming anybody. It's a natural alliance which wants to defeat DMK. The alliance is formed. But we have to understand, our party has taken a stand, our Home Minister has taken a stand.
Palaniswamy knows in the state BJP needs AIADMK to make its foothold, while in the national arena the role reverses. For the coming state election, dethroning DMK is the target. NDA faces choppy waters because of its inability so far to attract more parties on board. EPS tries hard to poach into DMK allies.
அந்த கூட்டணி கட்சிக்கு அவர்கள் வேட்டு வைக்கிறார் திரு ஸ்டாலின். அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் எங்க கூட்டணியில் சேர்கின்றவர்களுக்கு ரத்தன கம்பளம் விரிச்சு வரவேற்கின்ற கட்சி அதிமுக கட்சி.
But the VCK remains loyal to DMK, at least for the time being. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin is well aware of the situation, has responded to EPS taunts with his own.
அவரு எனக்கு டாடா பை பை சொல்றாராம். மாண்புமிகு 10 தோல்வி பழனிசாமி அவர்களே, 2019ஆம் ஆண்டிலிருந்து தமிழ்நாட்டு மக்கள் தொடர்ச்சியா உங்களுக்கு டாடா பை பை சொல்லிட்டு தான் இருக்காங்க. இந்த தேர்தலில் உங்களுக்கு நிரந்தரமா குட் பை சொல்லிட்டு போறாங்க.
Amit Shah used to say that we will form coalition government in Tamil Nadu. But Edappadi Palaniswamy says that there is no such a decision taken by us. So there is a controversy between the statement of Edappadi Palaniswamy and Amit Shah. That's what I am saying. There is no alliance still now happened among BJP and AIADMK.
The elections are months away, but a coalition clash has started to warm up Tamil Nadu political arena. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let me bring in Pramod Madhav, who's joining us live from Chennai with more details on what's really playing out within the BJP-AIADMK alliance. Pramod, so much confusion, so many contradictory statements. What's the final say? How is the AIADMK reacting to Annamalai's comment that, look, the Home Minister has made it very clear to be a coalition government?
Well, Akshita, one thing is very clear. We can claim that time is of the essence because until it was us who actually brought out Home Minister Amit Shah's earlier interviews where he has stated that there's going to be a coalition government in the state of Tamil Nadu if NDA wins in 2026. But time and again, Edappadi K. Palaniswamy, even yesterday, as we had this, as we were following his campaign, he once again said that there is no confusion. All that Amit Shah said was alliance government, which was misquoted as coalition government. And he once again said that AIADMK will lead NDA alliance in Tamil Nadu. AIADMK will form the government and EPS will be the chief minister. But at this point, what Annamalai has very clearly told us is that what Amit Shah said is nothing but he only referred to coalition government in multiple interviews to multiple media networks. And Annamalai very clearly says that as a Karyakarta, he will back Amit Shah, thereby completely clearing out that BJP wants a coalition government, while AIADMK simply says that there is no coalition government. It's only going to be AIADMK government, considering since 1967, both Dravidian parties have only formed the major party government and there has been no sharing of power, Akshita.
Okay, interesting to see what really plays out in the coming weeks and months, whether the AIADMK and the BJP will find some sort of a middle ground, because there seems to be all kinds of contradictory statements coming in right now. Thanks, Pramod, for joining us with those details. There's a horrifying incident that surfaced from Tamil Nadu's Tiruvallur, where a 10-year-old was abducted, kidnapped, gagged, and sexually assaulted by a man. The incident has been caught on CCTV, which shows the accused approaching the minor victim and then grabbing her, abducting her, covering her face so she can't yell, dragging her to a nearby bush. And mind you, this is an incident that happened 5 days ago. The accused is still at large, hasn't been nabbed. There's CCTV grabs that you can see there on your screens, and yet no action that's been taken to find this person. The Stalin government has now, after India Today reported on the story, formed a special team to investigate and nab this monster. We've also accessed that image of the accused. It's led to a lot of politics, with the BJP questioning the law and order situation in the state, as has the AIADMK.
Tamil Nadu every day is a new record with respect to more shameful episode. Yesterday molestation is a new shameful episode. Today will be more shameful than yesterday. Now we have seen gang rapes, which has become norm. We have seen brutal killings, which has become a norm. We have seen molestations, which have become a norm. But a 10-year-old girl walking in a public street, somebody coming and kidnapping, when there is a clear evidence, not able to pick up the accused, this clearly shows what has gone wrong in Tamil Nadu. Everything has gone wrong.
Okay, moving on to the language debate. Now it's the biggest focus in Andhra Pradesh, it seems, because you've had Telugu leaders one after another speaking up for Hindi. Chandrababu Naidu, Pawan Kalyan, which we've reported here on India Today. Jaganmohan Reddy is also waded into the language debate, voicing his support for Hindi, but also at the same time endorsing English, saying very clearly that there must be a pitch for English first. But then there are questions about what really this means in the southern states. In Andhra Pradesh, there seems to be one messaging, one stand on Hindi. We all know what's happening in Tamil Nadu on the issue of Hindi, claiming that there's Hindi imposition. Let's get you details in our next report.
The language battlefield in South India has never been more charged up. Three Telugu netas are pitching for Hindi after Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu and Deputy Chief Minister Pawan Kalyan threw their weight behind Hindi. Former Chief Minister Y.S. Jaganmohan Reddy has backed the language.
Would you pitch Hindi to be national language? It is a national language. What is there to pitch? Obviously, it is a national language.
Jagan pitched for Hindi, adding that English is the passport to the globe.
మనం మాట్లాడే తెలుగు, తమిళ్, కన్నడ, మలయాళం, వారిస, వడియ ఏ భాషలైనా కావచ్చు, మన మాతృభాష. కానీ రాష్ట్ర భాష మటుకు హిందీ. కానీ మన దేశం మొత్తం ఈ రోజున కలవడానికి, ఏకం కావడానికి ఈ రోజున మన రాష్ట్ర భాషని వెతుక్కుంటుంది. అది హిందీ అయ్యింది. నేను అలాంటి రాష్ట్ర భాష హిందీని నేను స్వాగతిస్తున్నాను.
P.V. Narasimha garu, I had a very good equation. A scholar fluent in 17 languages. Now we are all talking. Why should we learn Hindi? Not only he learned Hindi, he has learned 17 languages. That is how he has become a great man.
The change what should be brought about, it's not Hindi. Hindi can also be a language, what can be learned. But the medium of education should be English. Yes, once the medium is established as English, you can have language 1, language 2, language 3, depending on the choice of the children, whatsoever they want to learn.
The message from these leaders counter other voices who oppose the expansion of Hindi's role in the South. With emotions running high and opinions divided, the language debate in South India remains a sensitive issue. With Apurva Jayachandran, Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, let's get you now a roundup of all the other stories that we're tracking from the southern states. In a major setback for Sandalwood actor Rania Rao, she's been sentenced to 1 year in jail in the gold smuggling case. She's been sentenced under the Conservation of Foreign Exchange and Prevention of Smuggling Activities Act. The advisory board denied her the right to apply for bail. The Supreme Court has wrapped the Karnataka High Court's decision to grant bail to Kannada actor Darshan Tugudipa in the Renukaswamy murder case. Darshan is accused of involvement in the torture and killing of fan Renukaswamy. The Supreme Court bench cited questionable exercise of discretion by the High Court and asked Darshan's lawyers to present compelling reasons for why the apex court should not intervene. Deadlock continues over board appointments in Karnataka. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar and Randeep Singh Surjewala held a crucial meeting in Bengaluru, focusing on the allocation of corporation and board positions to party workers across the state. A Class 8 student in Kerala's Kollam district died after being electrocuted while in the school premises. The student suffered a shock from the electric line in the school. The victim's shoe reportedly fell on the top of a shed while he was playing. He tried to get onto the top to get his shoe, and that led to him being electrocuted. Parts of northern Kerala has been battling heavy rainfall. Kozhikode, Kasaragod and Wayanad districts particularly. Several parts of these regions have been left waterlogged, and people close to hilly areas have been issued several advisories. After the Wall Street Journal released an article in which they said that an investigation right now is focused into the pilot's role, the captain's role in the AI-171 crash, you've now got a statement that's come in from AAIB. This is the very body that released that preliminary report. In their statement, I'm reading from the statement right now, they've said, and I quote, "It's come to our attention that certain sections of the international media are repeatedly attempting to draw conclusions through selective and unverified reporting. This is not the time to create public anxiety or angst towards safety of Indian aviation, particularly on the basis of unfounded facts. It's essential to respect the sensitivity of the loss faced by family members of deceased passengers." So the AAIB in its report says it's too early, and this is important. They say at this stage it's too early to reach any definite conclusions. The investigation is still not complete. The final investigation report will come out with root causes and recommendations. So right now you've got this probe body which had released the report, the AAIB, making it clear it's not the time for speculation. It's not the time to point fingers because the final report is still awaited, and clearly they've called out international media, referring perhaps to the Wall Street Journal, which released a few hours ago an exclusive report where they said that the probe is currently focused on Captain Sabharwal's role in the crash. And it's based on that article, essentially, that the AAIB has said respect the laws of the families of those who have died in this particular crash. Don't jump the gun. Wait for a definitive conclusion that will emerge only from the final report. So essentially, they're dismissing all of these claims that the investigation right now is only focused on one angle of the pilot's role in this particular crash. Hopefully, this will kind of end all of the speculation that we've been seeing on what caused the crash. Let's get you a video now from Maharashtra. This is from the Maharashtra Assembly, where an all-out scuffle broke out between a BJP MLA and the NCP Sharad Pawar faction. Now, this is BJP MLA Gopichand Padalkar and NCP SP MLA Jitendra Awad supporters in the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly getting into a tussle where they started off abusing each other, and then it turned completely violent. The altercation began with a verbal spat outside the assembly building, and right after that the situation escalated into all-out physical violence.